Good evening, good evening, good evening. There's four of us.
Just the four of us.
There's four. Wow. There's four of us. Hello, it's Monday. It's season 7, episode 15 of the Plastic Crack podcast. It's a bit of a paint and chat. We've been away for a couple of weeks, so just thought we'd have a bit of a catch up. What everyone's been doing, what everyone's been up to. How are we all?
All right.
Yeah, not bad.
Right.
Really good.
Bad at all.
Good about you, Steve. Well, no lurgy?
No lurgy. Bad back, apart from that. And it's been sunny here today as well.
Really?
Yes.
It's bloody cold. I think it's been role reversal because it's bloody cold down here in the south and
lovely.
Raining. You're not
Raining? No.
Yeah, we had rain today.
It's been cracking the flags about 6 o'clock this morning, so very now. Make the most of it. We don't often get it up north. The sunshine, so we're making the most of it. Big thank you to everyone that's watching on the catch up. Always appreciate that. What else? Oh yes, don't forget we're sponsored by the chaps over at Boards and Swords. Don't forget to use the code PCP5 when checking out on their website. Use PCP5, get an extra 5% discount off your already discounted order. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. Links to channels and stuff down below. Is that it? Is that everything?
Do you want to sell anything while you're here? I mean, you're going for everything else.
Yeah, shill. Yeah, it's all the stuff out the way. Right, let's see who's joined us tonight on this rather nice Monday night. Baker City, hello Don. It's cool but sunny in Ohio, working on Conflict 47. John, it's hot and stupidly humid in Miami. Oh, it's terrible, that. It's just awful. Working on some 20mm AB, all lovely stuff. Trajan, it's even gold, painting tank tonight. Richard Hort is here, mobile and hostel. Paul's Paint Shed is working on Prussian Hussars for the Franco-Prussian War. That sounds like a lot of lace, and other accoutrements, or as Paul calls it, cobblers, which I think is a cracking phrase that sums up anything that shouldn't be there. Just cobblers. Benjamin here, good to see you, mate. Hope you're doing well. Carl Burks, Bitchy Spalding for very moist and warm Poland. ECW artillery on the desk tonight. Mike Schubert, wet and stormy in South Africa. More foot nights for Barons War. Yeah, Barons War is definitely front and centre at the moment, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Lots of people working on Barons War. Dwarven Moustache is working on Swiss Pikeman, Nick Games. Unfortunately, yes, to my eternal chagrin, it's an AI-generated thumbnail because I was feeling particularly lazy. So I used AI. There we go. Rich John, Matt Ryan, are you doing well, mate? Christy Colonel, he's working on 2mm Garlic Wars. I actually watched your video on painting your Romans. They look good for 2mm. Dom, you're going to be investing in 2mm figures?
I put them down here somewhere, but I'm buggered if I can find them, Steve. They've disappeared.
That's it. It's a great video if you're painting 2mm. My mate's got a 2mm, 2 English Civil War armies in 2mm. Yeah, madness, utter madness.
They're great for storage, ease of storage and ease of game space. That's for sure. You can just
put them in your pocket on the way to the club.
True. I mean, you can just put them in your sandwich bag like you like and just take them along in your pocket. No problem at all.
So, Mark Bro, Shay or K Sarah from a very moist Germany, Perry Bros English Civil War tonight. Red Stair from Mortzerk. Wargamer of Kent, Steve Harbour. Hope you're doing well, Steve. Back on the Scots for CrackCon. Martin, no. I draw a line at using AI to write quizzes.
Nobody would do that.
Nobody would do that.
I can't swear because it's only 4 minutes in, but shush.
Martin Howie's working in War Games Atlantic French Battalion. Adam Kirtley, Bill Dutton, Lynn, after working on some Hicksy's Halflings. Grand Prix, doing well. Matt Wright, double dip. Carsten Lambert. Stanislav Baran, greetings from Prague. Hello, Stanislav. We're doing well.
Oh, nice.
James, Rob Younce, Shigers and Spirits. James, you're doing well, mate. Von Ketteringham, 96 Landsknecht.
Nope.
Oh, I need to get back to I've not painted any Landsknecht for about a year, so I need to. I've only been working on that starter box for 5 years.
I know you started working on it when we started doing the streams.
2021, I started that early January. It was after big Rich Clark came on, and I randomly bought a
some of
box.
them.
And then by the end of the week, I had the starter box. Yes, Mobile and Hostel. So just to clear up all the rumours, Ken was let back in the country, Steve. I know there was some tales knocking around, but yeah.
I'll tell you what, it was harder to get back in here than it was to get in the US.
More discerning.
Yes.
Sam Rushmere, hope you're well. Any update on Space Weirdos book release? Not that I've heard of, no. I don't think it's going to be a while. But looking forward to that. Space Weirdos 2 coming out on Osprey. Hopefully it'll be a nice hardback book. 6mm Tyke, David Thu, Joseph Knanovitz. Bit of Blood Red Skies from Joseph. But you interested in that, Ken?
I very much am.
Deck filling a bookload of Blood Red.
Just gonna point out the trophy right there from all the way from the States.
Joseph, I've just really when I put the decals on my Messerschmitts, it took me about an afternoon because there was so many of them. It was quite the Herculean task. GC Murray working on some Star Wars Legion. Chris Strange but True working on some epic scale French Napoleonics. Wait. The real Steve, full of allergies, not doing much tonight. Oh, you're feeling well. Oh, you're feeling a bit better soon, mate.
Yes.
Graham Beatty. Simon says make paint play. Trying to resist starting Baron's War. Baron's War. Don't resist it, mate. It's a great system, and the figures are absolutely lovely to work.
Just let yourself go. You know you want to.
Give in to it. As the Borg say, resistance is indeed futile when it comes to Baron's War. Rob Holden, that we doing well, mate. Good evening to the Three Musketeers. Which one's Dog Tanyan then? They were Musket Hounds. I've got them all. I've actually got all those on DVD somewhere. Fantastic.
Let's go. Yeah.
Leeds Pirate Painting, Camberwell Johnny, and we're down to the bottom. So there we go. Good stuff. Again, big thank you to everyone that's joining us tonight. Bit of a catch up after 2 weeks away, enjoying some non-hobby stuff. So what's everybody been up to? As he's here, Ken, what have you been up to, mate?
You're muted.
He's frozen. Or was he muted?
He's muted.
Oh, for goodness.
What's he doing?
Ken, can you hear me? Ken?
Oh, God.
Brilliant.
He's back 1 week out of, I don't know how long it is, and he can't.
He's just talking. He's just talking.
He can't hear anything.
No, sorry.
No.
I was talking on. Sorry, I was talking on the phone to my father-in-law. That's why I muted myself.
Oh.
Sorry, apologies.
Right.
Yeah, I did go like that. I did say 2 minutes. To be fair, I did.
We can't see because you've got things above you.
Got what?
We've got the stats. They're can you not see?
No, I can't see no stats.
They're on the screen.
Oh right.
On the screen.
Oh
What are you
my
going on
God.
about? Oh. Okay,
Why are you looking?
What?
Oh, God.
Well, what was it? Sorry, was there a question? Apologies.
Welcome back, Ken.
Yeah, there was.
Oh, God.
What have you been up to?
Oh, what have I been? Sorry. Yeah. So for Sorry, guys. Yeah, so for me, I've you know what I'm like with a bargain, don't I? So a little while ago, everyone probably remembers that I bought a load of windy boats that I said I was never going to do. So I decided to buy a load of windy boats again, and let me just go and grab it. Oh, I've still got to finish. I've still got to put the rattlings on but I just wanted to paint it really. Don't know if you guys can see that. Try and focus it a little bit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, nice.
There it is there. So that's HMS Speedy.
Nice.
Just need to put the rattlings on it, but I'm kind of doing it in batch. So I kind of found last time doing the whole thing at once was quite painful, especially when I was doing what was it the first time? It wasn't a brig. It was like it was a frigate. I did a frigate the first time, and it was just painful because it's my first ship. So what I've done this time is I've sprayed all my Royal Navy black, ready to go. Because I'm following like a tutorial, quite a step by step. So I'm batch painting them. So at the moment, I've literally just for the yellow, you can see here, I'm putting like a off-white to put a contrast paint over, and then I'll tidy up with whatever it is. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ships to do before I'd move on to the next stage, and I'm just going to do that. And then by the end of it, I'll have a fleet. Because I know it sounds sadistic, but I actually really enjoyed rigging that ship, and it didn't take me long. It took me like 25 minutes.
Yeah.
It sounds really, but it's so. I don't know. I just really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed rigging it. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to rigging them. But yeah, batch painting Black Seas is what I'm working on at the minute, because I've got all my planes ready for CrackCon, so that's all done. Everything's ready for that. So yeah, batch painting some
Awesome.
Black Seas.
You're a sadist if you like rigging them, though, because that.
I do. I love rigging them. I know it sounds really sad. I really do enjoy rigging them. I think it's the finishing effect on it as well, which after all, especially when the way I'm doing it, it's with this gel super glue, so it's really taut. So it's not flexing. They're not going. It's not flexing back. So yes, I don't know. I think I just cracked it really, which is really nice. So I'm quite happy.
I remember the afternoon I spent rigging those 2 ships. By 4 o'clock, I was flailing around here like Basil Fawlty.
Yeah.
Just swearing for 10 minutes without repeating myself. It was just, and I vowed never to do them ever again.
When they were first launched, there were all these videos about how to do the rigging and how to paint them and everything else. I took one look at the rigging videos and went, nah, and just did a real shortcut version, which worked all right, but bloody hell, it was involved.
I think that's what I'd do now. If I was to return to the insanity of rigging those ships, I just wouldn't. I just couldn't. I couldn't do it. It's just some things. I just don't find it. It's a bit like it's like putting yourself through some kind of purgatory, because it just hurts. I just found it completely nightmarish, and I'll never ever do it again.
Fair enough.
I did have quite satisfaction painting them. I thought they come up really nicely. They're pretty easy to paint, really, aren't they?
Yeah, I found the right size paintbrush to do them with. That's a massive thing. So for me, I don't know what this size is. I found this works really well. This is a 50, which is really good for getting into like the crevices and stuff like that and being neat with it. Before I was all over the place, and yeah, and I'm realizing as well, just don't rush, just take your time, just enjoying it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. It's working really well.
Cool. I still remember Ian's collection at Boards and Swords. My God, he put some hours into that collection. I tell you, just very.
I'm pretty sure he just paid someone.
Yeah, I thought he paid someone.
I think he put hours and hours into getting someone to commission them. Yeah.
Dom, what have you been up to? And now, bearing in mind, we have been away for 2 weeks, so grab a brew.
Yeah.
Grab a brew.
Well, Well, I've been away myself for a week, so I was in Greece last week. So painting hasn't been as monumental as you might have expected. But before I went away, I did get a few things done. Where are they? Oh, there you go. So I continued with my on-off Mongol project. More cavalry there done. These are the heavy boys, barded horses and all kinds of gubbins on them. So the bloke in the middle looks absolutely enormous. He isn't that big when you compare him with the others, but for some reason he just looks absolutely enormous. Must be something to do with the way I took the picture. But yeah, so there. I think I've just about done enough now for a while. So I have a cunning plan to use them and watch this space. When I finally have a bit of time to do a bit more gaming, that'll be coming on soon. So yeah, just nice to get the Mongols done. And I cracked on with some more little fellas, the 10 mil. Nice. 10 mil War Games Atlantic. These are the Frenchies, small Frenchies. Got to have something for the Brits to fight against, the English to fight against. So, although they're actually exactly the same, the dismounted knights are exactly the same figures. So, cracked on with those. I think I have got one sprue of the English box to finish, and then I got to finish my way through the French one, and then I'm done. So, yeah, by Christmas, I might have a game. You never know. So that's fun to do around. And then because the Keepy and Bayonets new rules were coming out, and I was going to have a game Friday before last, I thought I'd better do a few more Confederates, just because, I haven't got enough already. But you might recognise these, Ken. These are the ones you gave me, that they're 3D printers. 3D
is that those?
Yeah,
nice.
So I've done a load of them up till now, but this is the latest. I think I've got another 24 after this 24 to finish, and that will be them all done.
If anyone's interested, they're from Sundered Union, the Sundered Union Kickstarter. You can buy them, the STLs anyway, from their website. So just type in Sundered Union. They are pretty cool. I like them.
Yeah, they're nice. They're a nice ragtag bunch, which I quite like from the Confederates. And I wanted some individually based to play Keepy and Bayonets. I got a few, but I wanted the Mongols were Courtney miniatures. I think you get via, is it First Call?
I think so.
Yeah, that's where they are. So that was really kind of cool, just to do another ragtag unit for the game. And we had a game of Keepy and Bayonets down the club.
How was it?
Do you know what? It was good. I really enjoyed it. It was good we had, for those who wanted me to video it, I'm sorry I didn't video it, because it must be 2.5, maybe 3 years since we played Muskets and Tomahawks. And I don't know about you guys, but I can't even remember the rules from last week. So we spent hours, not hours, but we spent a long time pouring our way through the rules just to remember how to play it. But it was great. It's brutal if you get caught in the open. This picture here, where this commander on the bottom in the middle of the thing, he used to have a unit of cavalry. But those sharpshooters decided to sharpshoot at him. And the unit of 4 that's on the road, that used to be 12, but a volley from the guys in the woods took them down. So it's quite brutal. Cover does help, but it is quite brutal. But we did enjoy it. We had,
are there any big changes to the? I have watched your review, but obviously it's a bit different reading it and going through the rulebook. Is there any big changes in the book that change how it fundamentally plays?
Not fundamentally, no. I wouldn't say so. And it's funny, I was talking with Gamer Graham down the club about it, because somebody commented, why didn't I like the Napoleonic version and when I liked the early version so much? And I'm not really sure why that was, because I think it was more the fact that it just didn't feel right. It was trying to play a Napoleonic battle with small scale units. Now this is back to small scale units, and it felt more right. So even the rules aren't that significantly different. There's nuances around certain traits you can give commanders, that sort of thing. There's, the guns are not that. I mean, they're much further range. I mean, pretty much everything, they can hit everything on the table if they can see them. But of course, that's the beauty of muskets and tomahawks, is generally the fact you can't always see things. The spotting mechanics are so clever. So I think it's good. I enjoyed it. Well, basically, the four of us really enjoyed it, and we thought we'll have another go at it at some point fairly soon. So I don't think there was anything really amazingly different. Things like Jono, being Jono, took 2 cannons and absolutely creamed us with them. They only fire like once a game because they take so long to reload. But boy, did they do some damage. Because again, they can hit, I think there was 72-inch range, which is like you're playing on a 4x4 or a 6x4. So 72 inches is pretty monumental. But yeah, it was good fun. Really good game. Recommend it. So we will play some more, I'm pretty sure. And it's quite nice because you can have some of the sort of named regiments. So if you fancy playing with Stonewall Jackson's brigade or whoever it may be, Louisiana Tigers or such a unit, there's stats in there and rules in there for them. So yeah, good fun. So that was my stuff. That was all I got up to. Nothing last week at all, I'm afraid.
Oh.
Well, apart from drinking too much and getting warm for a change, which was nice.
Ah, cool. Martin, what have you been up to?
This week's been I know we're only one day into this week. I mean, look, it's last week I wasn't particularly busy. Work is very busy. I've got a site that's just started, and there's a lot of things that we weren't expecting to be there that are there. So I've been out, which is fun because I like being outside. So I've been doing lots of editing. I've got so many videos filmed. And lots of things that I'm working on. I thought I'd better get some stuff actually done, even if it's just edited and it's not going to be out for weeks. I just wanted to get some bits done, but I have completed some things. I did a push to finish my Warhost, my first section of Warhost stuff, because I've got a game against Robin soon, and so I took some photos. So I know, so the last stream, because we had Andy on, didn't we? And Don had his troll. And I was trying to paint mine at the same time. So, but I finished my troll. So that's my troll. This is Old Crag. I've decided to name him, and I wanted to add the lovely bit of drool coming out of his mouth, which was fun. So that was fun, just playing around with lots of different flesh tones and sort of blending stuff, and not really using contrast paints. So it was quite fun. And there he is. Look, just that, and then I printed off that little pillar. There's I don't know if you know the creators, the Printing Goes Ever On. They essentially do a lot of like Lord of the Rings kind of stuff, but they have loads of stuff on there. But they have a free STL file for ruins, and it includes like these little pillar bases, like in various broken forms, and they're free. So I just downloaded that, printed that off, and then the bits of the floor, the paving, I made out of spare bits of the castle walls from the castle that I've got. There's, when you buy those kits, there is left over loads of bits, so I just snipped them up and tried to make it look like some sort of like elven ruins that he was going through. And then that's the Kraut cover, grim dark one that's got with the bones and that. So I just picked out those ones. I didn't want it to look like too over the top. I was like, if there's anything that needs some bones on it, it's this guy. So I did him, and then with him done, and the spearman, I just thought I'd have some fun. So I set up for some sort of army shots and that. So those will all be in the upcoming game. So there's a whole load of the cheers, Grant. A whole load of the orcs and the bowmen and the spearmen with the troll in the background. And I just this one I just kind of liked. I posted this one up on the group page. It did really well, and on the Warhost page, I just like the idea is there's some orcs like hunting around. So I painted these a while ago, but I really like that kind of like I can't decide if he's dopey or determined, the one at the front in the blue. I can't decide. He's just kind of, look, he's on this one as well. He's just kind of got this. I just really like the pose. Obviously, it's a Hicks sculpt.
See how he performs at the first game, Martin, then decide whether he's dopey or not.
Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I was putting together my list. And then playing around with things, and it's not particularly hard. It's not like a really. It's just like Baron's War. So I was sitting there going, "Oh, this could be quite fun. We could give them this and see what happens." And then, so I did that. And other than that, I've done quite a lot of Guards of Traitors Toll. So I actually filmed a solo game, which I'm editing at the minute. So sort of agree quickly, and that was the setup. That was the sort of setup I put together for it, which was fun. And it was a very different experience. It's also a bit weird not having anyone to sort of have any kind of like banter with and just get really angry at yourself, which is just odd. Just get frustrated with me, like with myself, and rather than getting frustrated with whoever I'm playing. So that was the setup for that one. So I did a game of now it's a bit of a cut down game because it does last quite a long time. So I did that. But here's one of the moments. This is one of the fun moments in the game where my ogre has to question this bloke who doesn't look suspicious at all. But like I said, the ogre, I've stolen it, and Alex, my friend Alex from home, if you are watching this, I have stolen his character's name from our Pathfinder campaign that we ran for years. This is Hadron the Collider. So he lives on. He lives on in this game, so I got that. And then I showed Robin and Matt how to play. So they had a game. They went fully co-op, and it was awful. I can't really describe how terrible they are. I think it came to a head where they had, because you can decide if you want to go fully co-op or you want to have a little bit of friendly competition between the gangs, the guard gangs, the guard houses, to see who gets the most. They decided to go fully co-op, and basically, if you ever generate 12 discontent collectively, like everyone in the city goes and lodges complaints against you with the magistrate, and you end up in prison. And so I think like one of their first missions that one of the first plots was like dueling wizards. This isn't for a battle report, so I was just teaching them how to play. So these two wizards started having a wizard's duel. One was throwing fireballs at the other one, and one was throwing ice. And then they tried to the task was to arrest them, not to kill them. This is the key part to be able to get the reward. Basically, Robin shot one in the face with a crossbow and killed him in the very first hit, and then got surprised. And then the other wizard that was fighting him got upset with them for killing him, and so attacked them. And then on the other side, there were two people who were having a bit of a brawl. And I think Matt and Robert, they ended up sending in like 3 guards to try and deal with the situation, and none of them could do anything. And a bit like in my game, they just ended up beating one of them to death because they just couldn't arrest him. So they just beat him to death in the end. I think the one that they were most successful at is there was a guy going around. I think there was an upset shopkeeper who basically leaves his store, starts wandering around, and Matt shouted at him, and he went back to his store. And that was like it's like, go back, get back. It's such a fun game. It is a fun game. I honestly don't know how well the battle report will look like a solo one. I've tried to make it a bit more narrative and a bit more funny, and give it a bit of personality. So we'll see. So I got that. But yeah, it's been it's like I say, just lots and lots of editing and things, and I've got quite a lot of stuff to sort through and plans to do, and I've got some stuff to write. I've done a couple of things for a couple of magazines. So I've been trying to figure out how to make myself sound, I don't know what's the right word, more palatable.
Good luck, mate.
So yeah, so that's so yeah, that's. I'm just saying. Oh yeah, and for all the people who keep on messaging me asking when the game against Haley's going to be out, it should be out not this week but next week, and you get to see her play Pillage. So that should be fun for people.
Brutal.
But yeah, that's me.
What about you, Steve?
One of those weird things. You do lots, but you don't actually finish anything. So I've been working on completing the rest of my Baron's War starter retinue from the starter box. I'm 8 figures away from that. I've got some more levy to paint, and that's it. That'll be the 2 retinues finished. In the meantime, I've been working on the scenery. So last year I picked up 4 buildings in the Tabletop Workshop Black Friday sale. It's weird. When I painted the first one, it took me an afternoon to paint 1, and 2 weeks ago I painted 3 in 1 night. Yeah, I was quite chuffed with that. I don't like painting scenery. It bores me. So the sooner they're out of the way, the better. I've been building more bases of trees for Baron's War. So I'm really looking forward to getting a few games of that done in the very near future. I've actually been in a bit of bolt action again. So with the Commonwealth book out at the end of July, I did me a bit of bolt action painting. So I've started a Sikh regiment, the 11th Sikh regiment in Burma. There we go. I'm really chuffed with them.
Oh, very cool.
Oh yeah, they are cool.
Mostly from the Commonwealth box, but there's a couple of bits and pieces in there from the British and Canadian infantry box. But I tried a completely different painting style. So I used an enamel wash on them, but I did hardly any highlights at all. I just let the wash do all the work, and then just did very, very, very basic highlights on the uniform and the webbing. I want them to look a bit more drabber than I'd normally have my bolt action looking. But yeah, they're the 4 test miniatures. They did take long at all. They took an evening to paint those. Thank you. Thanks. Cheers, Mark. Yeah, the skin tone, it's actually US field drab. And I just put the enamel wash over it, and then just did some basic highlights on it. So yeah, I didn't go quite down the rabbit hole as I did with the US Airborne on uniforms. This was quite simple. Yeah, I won't be making that mistake ever again. So they're the 4 test ones. I know I can paint them up really pretty quickly. So I'm hoping by the time the book comes out at the end of July, I'll have a fully completed Sikh regiment army. And then I built a tank. So I've been after this kit for ages since it came out, because it just interests me. It's the Grant.
Oh yeah,
and it's a lovely kit from Warlord, and surprisingly, it's got those multi-tracks. But I didn't have an existential crisis putting them together.
Really?
Yes, it was all very zen. No shouting or swearing or anything. It just they went together really, really well. And then the rest of the build was lovely. It went together so well. So I worked on that over the bank holiday weekend. I was really chuffed with the camouflage. That's hand painted camouflage.
Oh, nice, mate.
Very cool.
Didn't take very long at all. But yeah, really nice kit. Just again, it went together. Warlord's newer tank kits go together so well. I had no issues. I mean, compare that to the absolute trauma I had years ago putting that Hetzer together, which still suffering flashbacks to that. But no, that was a fantastic. I really, really enjoyed that. So the plan
is it's perfectly finished with the base. Well done.
It's got a nice oval base on it. Yes, indeed.
Exactly. Very.
I need to build another one, because what I've done is, years ago, I painted some Desert SAS up. I've never actually used them, so I've worked out if I add 2 Grants to them, that gives me a on the nose 1250 points. So I'm going to leave it at that. So quite a nice thematic little army. But I'm also going to get some for the Burma project as well, because I just think they look really good in sort of that green jungle scheme from Burma. So yeah, but tonight I'm putting together some farmyard animals for Baron's War for my grim, for my grim hamlet, where Baron's War is going to be set. And Martin, you know what I found as well? And I'd forgot. So the other night I had a bit of a tidy up of the stash because it was making me miserable because I kept having like earthquakes. I found the Tobruk starter box from Flames of War.
Oh, did you? You got
I actually forgot I owned that.
I've still got mine. I think I've promised half of a load of my stuff to Matt because I had them and I painted up pretty much all the British. And I in my brain I was like, I'll absolutely do stuff with this. Never have. I was sort of enjoyed it, and then after the incident with the tank commander, I just like any joy that I had in painting that was swiftly destroyed by those people. Yeah.
I found out I'd only painted 3. I painted a Crusader, a Grant, and a Sherman, and I glued together 2 of the Italian tanks, and that was it. They went back in the box, and 5 years later, I found them again, which was
mad. Is that how old that box is?
I think it's 5 years ago.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
But yeah, I literally forgot I owned it. Just didn't remember. I know. The joys of venturing into the stash every now and again. You find things that you don't know you can't remember you've bought. Yep. So James has confirmed 5 years. It's still in my box in the stash.
All right, I think we can successfully say I am not going to be using it. So yes, Matt, you can have my Italians. You also have the special Italian dice that you roll before the battle to see if they're competent Italians, because you needed an individual dice just for that.
But no, it was good. It was good going into the stash, and like I said, no idea it was in there, so it was a bit of a nice surprise. Cool. So
what are you going to use that for, then, mate? What are you going to use your?
I don't know. We've been toying with the idea because I've got loads of 15mm tanks, the plastic Battlefront ones.
Yeah.
I based them originally for O Group, but I've used them for 15mm bolt action. Loads left over because with the bolt action boxes, you'll get so many spares in there as well because you never actually use the full amount. So we've talked about doing Acton Panzer in 15mm.
Okay.
Because I've had that for 2 years and never played it. I haven't even read the rule book. I'll have to get around to reading that. It came out when I was in the middle of that hobby funk 2 years ago. I had no interest in reading any of it, so it's all on the shelf. But did anyone see my post today in the Facebook group with all my X-Wing stuff?
Oh yeah.
So that's my Friday night. It's weird. I spent all day yesterday watching first edition X-Wing battle reports from like 10, 11 years ago. And it just inspired me to dig it all out. It's all been put in boxes for years now. And then I'm seeing my mate on Friday night, and he's not a war gamer. He's not a gamer at all, but he likes Star Wars, and we've played X-Wing in the past. In fact, the last time we played X-Wing was 9 years ago. So I said to him, "Do you fancy a few games of X-Wing?" And he was like, "Hell yes!" So I think X-Wing first edition is being revived around these parts, and I can't wait because I absolutely bloody love that game. I really do. It's just such a cool game. It's.
Are you not nervous that it might not be as good as you remember?
No. I played it. So we hammered it for about 2.5 years. It's the only game I've played competitively at tournaments. I've never had that inclination with any other any other games. It just doesn't interest me. But yeah, we used to go to store tournaments, championship tournaments. Yeah, it was. They were good times. I definitely will be. Will you be, Dom?
Do you know? probably will do eventually, but no, not planning to immediately. I keep saying I want to try and do some Second World War, but I just don't know what to play. So if I ever think that through, or even do my own rule set that I was playing with, maybe I'll do it. But, yeah, but not straight away, Steve. Not straight away.
No, I'm really looking forward to those coming out again. Completely, they were completely from left field. Me and my mate were talking about what we thought was going to be the release, because they've been doing new plastic releases for every time an army book comes out.
Yeah.
We were thinking possibly, plastic Australians or something like that. But yeah, didn't expect Gurkhas.
No,
yeah,
that's quite cool. Very cool.
It was, yeah, like I say, completely left field. That's interesting, Dom. You just said there about there's a period you want to play, but you don't know what rules to use. Do you think that's a common thing amongst gamers?
Yep. Oh, yes.
I think the thing is, there's myriads of rules for all sorts of periods, so it's probably a question of finding the right ones more than anything else, isn't it? But it's also that correspond to how you feel you want to play the period. And for me, particularly, if I'm going to get it down the club, I need to make sure it's something that will be fast-paced enough that we can play a decent game in the evening, but will be realistic enough that nobody's going, oh, bloody hell, that's stupid. Why did that, how come that guy with one pocket knife managed to take out, my IS-3? So, yeah, I think it's an interesting one. And I've said many times, I do like bolt action very much, but not quite so popular down the club at the moment. So it's a question of finding something that somebody down there would be quite happy to play. And we played a lot of O Group, and I like that a lot. But it is a long old game. I don't like Chain of Command. I know everyone else will be screaming, Chain of Command, play Chain of Command. But I don't like it. I'm sorry. I just don't like it. I quite like Rapid Fire, but Jonathan didn't like it. So it's one of those things you just sort of, it is that combination of the sweet spot of something that you enjoy, fits the historical nuances you want, but other people will play. And it's not always easy, is it? Not always easy.
So why do you think people haven't taken to bolt action?
I think it is primarily because, oh God, how do I deal with this one without throwing somebody under the bus? Shall we say the competitive stupid list building maybe is part of the problem. And I think it is one of those systems that if your dice run hot, it can be brutal for the opposite side, can't it?
Yes.
And more than probably many games that I play, for sure. If you're on a run, it can be absolutely very, very tedious for the other side. So I don't know. It's I think it's a combination of rule building, perfect army lists as opposed to playing historical, and people being once bitten, twice shy kind of scenario with it. I think that's really what happens with it down the club. I'm sure there are some who like it. It's I haven't found them yet. Plus, there's always so many other things to play, isn't there? That's the other thing.
I've played Chain of Command once. That was at CrackCon.
Yeah.
Where Mark very kindly invited me to play a game. I liked it. In fact, I found it. I think my dice roll in that afternoon was beyond something. I mean, there's a photograph somewhere of some of my dice roll. Yeah, Sam was very. He actually took a photograph. It was that bad. I liked it, but I think my downfall was employing bolt action tactics in Chain of Command, which resulted in
don't work.
No, they don't. And
Pain.
it is. I mean, the thing is, in bolt action, you can run your blokes across open ground. There's a good chance they're going to get there with that. But in Chain of Command, being caught out in the open it's brutal.
Yeah, don't want to be doing that.
Don't want to be doing that. So I found that out pretty quickly. But yeah, Martin, do you want to add anything to this historical bolt action discourse?
I think bolt action answers the question, like what if Warhammer had less fantasy but the same arguments?
It's a really good way to sum it up, to be fair. It's not even an unfair sum up, really. It's quite fair.
I like it. It was when I had when you take commandos and then they get 2 pins and they become as effective as conscripts. Yeah. I think that was the moment where I was questioning what I was taking in my armies and why it was costing me so much. And I was like, do you know what? I should probably just go and make a Russian force and have shitloads of people, because then I get to shoot with more stuff. And that was it. I could have my squad, my section of 7-8 guys, like my paratroopers. Or for the same cost, I can have 25 Russians, and even though they're rubbish, I still get 25 dice to roll to try and hit something. And because because you've got a guy who is nothing says sort of epic warfare like a guy hiding behind a shrub being able to take out members of your elite units. It's just, yeah. I can actually remember the last game of bolt action I played. Because I sold all my stuff.
Is this the one that made you very miserable afterwards?
I was properly miserable. I was quite up for it, because I think we'd been talking about it, and I just wanted to. I was like, I must be missing something. I wasn't, apart from the fun. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just, that was one. Yeah, it made me exceedingly miserable. I have no idea. It's a bit like I think when Don played Chain of Command, and he wasn't very used to sad at the end of it. It's just that feeling where you're just like, oh, could it just not come? There
is nothing worse than a game when you walk away and think, I just wish I hadn't come tonight. That's just really, really dull. Yeah. I hear you. And I think bolt action is it is very much a Marmitey kind of game, because it's not a historically accurate game.
But it's not even a historical. Yeah, but it's not
really a historical game. No, it's a game, which I actually quite like for a change. I don't mind that. I quite like that.
Yeah, but that doesn't even bother me. Particularly, the lack of historical accuracy in it. It isn't what bothers me about it. I still can't really put my finger on it. I don't know. I used to. I got into it when it first came out. When the rulebook first came out, I played it all through first edition, second edition. Started to wane a little bit in halfway through the second, and then obviously by the time third came out, I just didn't care anymore.
I've always said I've yet to do this, but there's two things about bolt action that I would change. One is I would add
the rules.
Well, I would add variable movement like Chain of Command has. I think that would improve it, and I think using the patrol phase and the jump off points, or jump off markers from Chain of Command, I think that would work. Because they're two aspects of Chain of Command that I love, especially the jump off points. I think that.
But that's such a faff on the game, though, isn't it? that bit that goes on, it's like it goes on for hours. Or you move this, and then you got to move that, and you got some. I mean, there's people I've seen playing it, and they got it looks like some sort of architect's drawing board going on. They got rulers all over the bloody place, and you can't be within X. And faff.
But you're nutting, doesn't it, Tom?
does. Have you noticed?
Why am James? Why am I a heretic? Who prefers variable movement? Do you like? No. Okay.
What do you mean? What, like just generally? It doesn't bother me.
Right.
I'm not bothered either way, to be honest.
Yeah, I quite like games where you maybe the variable movement comes in when when there's an unknown quantity, or if you're going for a field, as therefore the difficult terrain makes it variable movement.
Yes.
So there's that inconsistency. I quite enjoy stuff like that. Operation Squad does that. You lose, you lose D6. Like for each obstacle you cross, you lose a D6 basically off your movement, which is quite fun because you think you can make something and then you get caught out in the open.
A machine gun down, don't you mind?
Huh? Yes. Yes, where my guy essentially just tripped over a curb and then stopped his movement. Yeah. So yeah, that's like I do love it.
Yeah. By the way, John puts it. So variable movement, love it. Declare your tactical bound and see if you get there. That's what I like about it. Is that if I'm playing bolt action, if a unit's got a pin, and they're gonna get that, they are always gonna get where you want them to go if they pass the order test. Whereas with variable movement, you know, I said before, they could get distracted. You know, there could be gunfire from an unknown angle, and they stop. They hit the ground, and they don't get there. I think that would. I don't know whether
it's in there though, Steve, isn't it? It's the ambush mechanic. It's meant to stop that, isn't it?
Yeah, but to a degree, yeah. But
it doesn't get used. Ambush, really? Well, I never used to use it. Did you, Dom?
I have done a few times, but it was more for things like snipers and things like that. From my record, used to use it more often than not. With machine guns, it's about the one time when a sort of heavy machine gun or a medium machine gun was kind of a useful thing to do. Set it up down an alley where some troops are like to walk, and then put it on ambush. Yeah. But it's. I don't know. I think the thing with variable, I think what I would do differently with bolt action if I played it again would probably not be variable, but I think was it Travis who had that thing use the sort of practice mechanic where you put in an extra dice, and if you pull it out, then the turn finishes early, so that there's that variability that some units might not move. Because I get that with bolt action, everything moves. It's just a question of when you move it. Which I say, I don't mind that mechanic. For me, I actually quite like that. It's kind of it's a bit like playing muskets and tomahawks or something like that, where you've got to decide which card to play, and the game is set up, and how you play it is important. How you play your hand of cards, and it's a similar thing with bolt action. It's like your token comes out or your dice comes out, and it's about which way round you decide to play your hand. So you could leave it too late, and the unit you wanted to move has been shot to pieces and doesn't do anything. So I don't mind that. To me, that sort of almost is as good as variable movement. Some games are variable, I don't mind. That's fine, but I wouldn't say I'm completely obsessed with having to have variable or having to have fixed. Myself, but that's my theme.
I've got 10 minutes of bolt action bashing there. I mean, I like. I'll be honest. I like bolt action. I've always said it's like a commando book, isn't it? Like Victor or something.
It is,
like
exactly.
It's very Hollywood. It's very I wouldn't say over the top, but it's
like Kelly's Heroes.
Exactly, yes. It's a bit like that. Which sometimes, I mean, I've always said you don't want on the tabletop like a realistic war simulator, because that'd just be miserable. I wouldn't want to play something like that. But yeah, that was interesting. There was a question here that Benjamin did I star it? Oh yeah. So, speaking of club gaming, how big is the member base of average British wargaming clubs?
Oh, gosh. I mean, they vary, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I think our club, Farnborough, I want to say there's like 60 active members and probably another 20 or so who turn up from time to time. But something like Reading, which does warfare, there's hundreds, I think. But then I'm sure there's much smaller clubs all around the place. So I don't know. Tell us in the chat how many members you got in your clubs, because I'd be interested. It's difficult to...
I know that the club I used to go to when I was a kid.
About 18. Thanks. Thanks, Robin.
On average, so we used to have it every Tuesday night. There'd be always more than say 35 people in there. It was always quite a busy club, and we had one big main room, and then we had a room next to it where we used to play sort of like one big game in there. But yeah, easily 35 people. And it was a real mix of ages as well, and experiences. There was some proper grognards in there, but there was also some. Like, I mean, I would have been 13 when I started going there. So yeah, it was a really good mix. But yeah, I mean, some nights it was rammed in there. It was really popular. Because I think it was the only gaming club in the town I grew up in. There was no other ones. It was just this one club.
I think also it does depend on what sort of games are being played. That's for sure.
Yes.
And also, you know, I would imagine. I think from what I remember from Guildford Wargaming Club, that's quite a big chunky club, but then they've got quite a lot of 40k and board gamers to go along, and that ups the numbers a lot. If you're just reliant on the old historical grognards, it's not quite the same. But yeah, it's
but the last store we had in where I live now, it was open for about 18 months, and that was 99.9% Games Workshop. I don't recall seeing a single historical game being played in there at all. The entire time it was open, all the times I went there. It was when there's a lot of, I'd say about 90% Games Workshop, but there's Malifaux was played quite a lot in there. There's quite a few Malifaux tournaments. X-Wing was popular in there, but historicals absolutely not.
Wargamer Kent has 10 regular members, but we did set it up last year, so it starts somewhere. 10. If you get 10 regular members and it covers your subs, then that's pretty good. That's all you need is to cover the costs of the hall or the venue you're using, isn't it? Dwarven Mustache Bash usually has at least 20 folk each night. Again, that's a decentish number, I think. Carl, 10 to 12 on a typical Wednesday. I think we typically have about 30, something like that, on a Friday.
I was going to say that when you do your battle reports, Dom, but it always looks like a very busy club.
Yeah, it is. It is often a lot of. I mean, you wouldn't want too many more, frankly. If all the 50, 60 members turned up, we'd be absolutely buggered. There wouldn't be enough table space or floor space, to be honest. Benjamin said there's 90 plus paying members at our local club in Randers, Denmark, but some of them are more board gamers than RPG players. Yeah, see, I think that's the thing. If there's other people in there, Robin's saying even 10 people are quite healthy. That's 4 to 5 games being played every week. Yeah, that's true. Who's this? Graham, Huntington Wargaming Association. There's about 70 members. Weekly attendance about 50, with 15 or so games. That's probably about the same as Farnborough, to be honest. That's maybe slightly higher than Farnborough, but pretty much the same. Lazy Pirates, 60 members of our club, but only normally get about 10 to 12 turn up each week. Are they all playing Kings of War, mate.
Kings of War.
John says about 15 regulars, although everyone will turn up. Not everyone will turn up for a game. Maybe 5 or so further afield. So it really is variable, isn't it? James saying 8 to 12 is average for us. Matt says my club as a team was big enough to have a massive falling out and split into 2 rival clubs. We were in the smaller branch left with about 20 members. Dear splitters. Payden 30 odd members. Yeah, so there you go. It's a good old. There's some variable numbers there, aren't there? I mean,
yeah.
I guess also it depends how often they meet. If it's once a week as opposed to once a month or whatever. Some clubs only meet a couple of Sundays a month, sort of thing, or a couple of weekend days a Sunday, and that probably affects the numbers as well quite considerably. So, yeah, be interesting to know with the American lot because they tend to meet in game shops more than anything else. What sort of numbers turn up and how they're organised. It'd be interesting to know about that because it's a different setup there from that because obviously the distances are so much bigger. But I assume that's why. But yeah, interesting.
As you mentioned earlier about looking for rule sets, so Matt's put he's been looking for a rule set that will let him do the Franco-Prussian War in 28 mil since the Perrys came on the stream and showed the 3-ups off. Did you ever settle on a Franco-Prussian War rule book, Dom?
No, but here's the thing: the new Keepy and Bayonets has lists and can be used to play the Franco-Prussian War. So it may come out of. I was going to sell on my Franco-Prussians. I've almost given up on it, but I might bring them out of retirement because they've never actually seen the table, and use them for that. So there's a whole appendix within the Keepy and Bayonets rules with. They have the Prussians and the French in there, and rules for machine guns and crump artillery and all sorts of things. So it looks potentially interesting to try. They don't have Bavarians or other nationalities, but they only have. But I guess it'd be very easy to adapt them. But yeah, so that's possible. Worth looking at.
Yeah. So Rob's just put. Which are proper clothes we meet in a store. The stores have magic going on at the same time as people painting in games of Baron's War. See, the club I used to go to, most of it was games. There'd be people who would bring stuff along to paint, but not very many. So it was largely games. Although I've been there a couple of years, and Magic the Gathering really took off then. So there was quite a few people playing Magic.
Sorry.
A game of it. Oh, I just read one from Matt saying if you have a game, let him know. He's intrigued.
Yeah, I'll let you know, Matt. Certainly the ACW after the first game was pretty good. So quite happy there. John says, we're lucky in South Florida club because we have our own space, run it much like a classic UK club. That seems to happen, doesn't it? I don't know many clubs in the UK that have their own sort of halls or things like that. They can just run things all the time. Farnborough used to have a space we rented from the council for ages and ages and ages, and had a separate big room where all the terrain could be kept, and that was great. But then they decided to knock it down and build houses. So that was a bit of
the temerity of it.
I know. How can they?
Okay.
I mean, I hasten to say it wasn't just used for wargaming; it was used for a variety of things.
Right, have we got any? Have we got news?
Yeah, some news.
Okay, it's time for some.
Now for the news. But think, can you really afford this? Especially the weird shit.
I've not seen that yet.
Know who that was?
I just heard. I didn't see. I could hear. It sounded funny.
So play it again?
Yeah, play again. Have a look again. Tell us who it is.
Now for the news. But think, can you really afford this? Especially the weird shit.
You weren't here for that episode, were you?
The unofficial PCP mascot.
was the cliff note? For one of the streams, I got everyone to pick a historical figure, and basically someone that didn't really know anything about and how it'd be fun to build like a project around them. And I found this bloke Narses, who is a Byzantine general, but he's essentially a man with a clipboard and a bureaucrat. He had no fun. He deleted entire Goth armies in front of him. But he's essentially a man with a clipboard and logistics. And there's that mosaic is actually a mosaic of him, and then Dom took it and did that to it. So he's now our unofficial mascot, and we still very, very much want to see if we can make him into a figure to have in people's armies.
That does sound pretty cool.
He wasn't pretty cool. He was dull as dishwater.
No, he was boring.
Didn't you say he was universally hated by pretty much everyone that met him?
Mostly by his own side, because he was so efficient, and he had a big rivalry with Belisarius. I keep on every time I say Belisarius, I keep on thinking of 40k. He had a big sort of rivalry with him, and then I think I can't remember it exactly now, but he managed to annoy the Queen or something, or the Empress. And he essentially told her that her ideas were stupid, and then he got told to retire, and he told her that was stupid, and I don't think she appreciated it very much.
So he was the historical version of that guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That.
Yeah. The guy, and with a clipboard.
Excellent.
I think I want to move to Ireland. Our club in Ireland has its own space. A disused agricultural shed we converted into our club, installed a bar and a cooking area. You never need to leave, would you, Steve?
No.
You never need to leave.
I'd live there. That sounds great. I could quite happily set up camp there. It'd be brilliant.
Thomas, can we come over, please?
No, that'd be ace. Yeah, most clubs are looking to go with one vending machine or something, never mind a bar. So what news have we got? I've seen nothing at all.
I'll start if you like. So what did I see? Well, first of all, my mate Alec, Wargaming Hobby channel, he included this on his salute roundup, and I completely missed it. Because he was talking to John Stannard on the Warlords stand at Warlords, and they had a proof of the new Pike and Shot supplement, which is called Highest Throne, which is the Ottoman Wars. So that's now on pre-order with the figure. So if you're interested in that particular period, I've said before, I think Pike and Shot, of the three similar sort of black powdery type rules sets, I think it's actually my favorite. It seems to run, we always have good games of it. But really cool about these is they're also launching some new figures, which I think are pretty good. So there are the Polish Lithuanians. Now that is a fearsome price. They are all metal, but
holy crap!
Yeah.
Have we confirmed this is the correct price?
Well, yes. It's been up there for a while, Ken, so I assume it is this time.
Ouchie.
Yeah, but they're all metal, but they do have winged hussars. I mean,
they're the old sculpts.
Yeah.
They're the old ones.
Is it gold?
Pretty good.
They made it gold.
Those are the winged hussars that have been out for a while.
Yeah, they've been out for a while. But there you go. So there's a load of them. We've got Lithuanians and what have you. There's also Ottomans as well. Now, again, some of these have been out for a good while. But there's also some newer sculpts and some refreshes of the sculpts, apparently. So again, all metal, £165 if you want that tiny army.
Nope.
You might be able to pick them up elsewhere, but there you go. That rule book is, and those figures are on pre-order now. There's various other deals you can do with them if you are interested in them. But check them out if you've got a wallet big enough, is what I would suggest. I'd certainly be interested in the rule set. I think it's been interesting. I say I like and shop rules. Blessed Perrys have been at it again.
That's actually our unofficial slogan. The Blessed
Yeah.
Perrys have been at it again.
Plastic Republican Romans. Republican
Romans?
French.
I was gonna say, mate.
Everyone just got incredibly excited.
I just hate Romans and I hate the French. So there you go. Yeah, so they've finally listened to everybody who's been saying we need some early Napoleonic War Frenchies. So these are in production, and there are some of the 3-ups and that they've been working on. As you know, Perry's do the 3-ups, which are nice big models that they then sculpt to then scale down to do for the actual 28mm figures. And
Alan's such a good painter, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
I don't know how he gets time to do it, but he is such a good painter.
That's just great. I love that figure. I think that's really cool. Really good one. So watch this space for that. And also, interesting enough, they've also done a Lace Wars update to their travel battle set.
Yeah, they got asked a lot for it.
Well, apparently some YouTuber did a video on it. This
Yeah.
was the first version, and it suddenly started to sell like hotcakes, and they couldn't keep up. So I think as a result, they decided maybe it's more popular than they thought it is, and have now expanded it out to Lace Wars. So there's a whole load of figures you can buy if you want to expand and do the travel set as well. So there you go. And the other thing I saw, which I thought will probably be mine at some point when they come out, is some new Irish figures by Mr. Hicks for Antediluvian figures. There's some of his mounted cavalry or mounted command, I think that is, and also some foot command figures, and they do look mighty good.
They do.
And they could be used in all kinds of Irish forces across the medieval period, but they're really cool. So they're definitely going to be joining my forces at some point very soon, or once they get produced anyway. What about you, Martin? What have you seen?
I saw. I was painting some Irish at the minute. Hang on, let's put this on. Right. Oh god. Right. I saw a couple of little bits. What did I see? We talked about this at Salute, but Wargames Atlantic have got their Foot Knight command up for order now. I assume the mounted one is going to follow, unless it's up already. I didn't check actually, but that's up now. So you get all the many bits in there. Only enough to make 4. There's only enough to make 4 new figures in it, but there's so many pieces. It's essentially an upgrade set, is what it is. I'm having great fun with mine at the minute, creating I've got all sorts of personalities that I've created. I bet I've gone out looking for individual bishops, and I've got some right arseholes that I've made. So that's going to be fun. On Guard is on Kickstarter at the minute. That's the John Blanche game, the dueling game that Paul and Paul Hicks and other people just got for. And this is the latest one, or he's about to be unlocked. I know I've forgotten his name, so I can't remember, but I just wanted to share it. I thought that was very cool and very different, and
That's impressive.
Looks really, really, really nice. Where's it gone? And then this pops up every now and then. Obviously, this is a game that I really enjoy. And 0200 has a new set out, which is the which is the OSS, which is a really nice little set there. I thought that was very cool. So just a way to expand the game, give you different ways to play, different tactics, different characters to bring into it. Some very nice models as well. So those are available as well. So yeah, that was that's what I saw out in the wild, as it were. I'm working. I mean, I've got Can I talk about these? I don't think I can. Actually, no, forget what I was talking about. Yeah,
No, that's right. I had something that I don't know if you guys have mentioned anything to do with Cold War in the last few weeks. No.
Nope.
Yeah, go
Nope.
to share. No, it's fine. Give me 2 secs.
Oh, God.
I did also say Victrix were sharing some new Carolinian figures, but I couldn't find
Yeah,
the picture.
The cavalry.
So,
Yeah.
So there's these from Flank March Miniatures.
Oh yeah, I saw them on
interesting.
Instagram. Stefan's been posting quite
Yeah.
a bit. I know Sonic Sledgehammer has done a video on painting some of the, I think they were the East Germans.
Yeah, all the stretch goals are unlocked now, which is great. Yeah, I've got the Cold War British. For these, I've got everything. I've got my printer finally set up, proper, like my new Saturn and everything's all set up with all the extraction units. So once I've done all these windy boats, my next thing is to move on to doing some of those. But that will be for probably Battle Group. But there's so many different things, and Bob Mackey does like tanks and all these STL, or you can get them in metal as well. So I think the top for everything is 190 quid for, if you want everything, literally. And that's, I'm talking 100. Well, yeah, you can see how many files we're talking. Ridiculous amount. But yeah, I thought I would share that with everybody.
Nice.
How the hell do I stop?
Again, it's not something you see a lot of at 28 mil, that is it?
No, they so with Flank March, all his stuff he sends you 3 different versions. So you get a 28 mil, a 20 mil, and a 15, and they're actually 3 different sculpts. They're not just downsized.
Oh, right.
So the 15 mil will downsize much nicer to if you wanted to do a 10, and the 20 will 20 will downsize to 18, or if you want to upscale it, however you want to do it. But they're a lot easier to paint when, instead of having all the intricate bits on the 28 to downsize. Yeah, I think it's quite good, to be fair. So you're getting real bang for your buck.
As Rob's pointed out as well, the Victrix did release their Irish. I think we might have posted those, but yeah,
we showed them
as well.
Yeah,
they're very cool. They are very nice. So there will be some stuff coming on those shortly. So
yeah.
Cool.
Excellent.
So, Martin, just going back to your solo game of Guards of Traitor's Toll.
Yeah.
What are your opinions of that versus actually with a real human opponent?
Because you don't do solo very often, do you?
No. Oh, what are my opinions of solo? What was my experience of solo gaming, or the game? Do you mean?
No solo gaming.
Oh. I enjoyed it. It was an experience. Yeah, I had a laugh. Yeah, it was fun. Doesn't beat playing an opponent having a laugh to me. I really want to share. The reason I did it was I really want to share games of Guards of Traitor's Toll. And the thing is, I think it's a brilliant game, brilliant mechanics, and it's a lot of fun. However, playing a game and filming a game with multiple people will take ages, and it will take ages to edit unless you heavily sort of fix how the game is going to work. And I just couldn't think of a way to do it. Whereas I thought actually this would work quite well as like a narrative solo game, because I'm so terrible at my dice rolls. And I thought people get. I enjoyed it. If it goes all right. I mean, the reason I did it was more as a vehicle to show the game. I've been enjoying it. Yes, Robin, I know you're watching. Would I do it again? Yes, I would. I'd solo game. I mean, only child. I spent most of my life. I was about to. I had to phrase this differently. Yeah. Yes, I was an only child. I had to spend a lot of time amusing myself, so I'm used to it. I think I'll do it again. It's not, but it was very, very different. I can't necessarily say it was as fun because there was none of the banter. You know, I can't really have a go. Well, I mean, I can have a go at myself. I probably do fairly regularly, but you know, it's. I enjoyed it. It was a laugh, and I just hope, and I look forward to the putting the game out and seeing what people think of it, because I filmed it, a little bit differently. I'll say, but yeah, I'll see how it goes. I mean, if I've never been against the idea of solo gaming. It's just that I'm quite lucky that I have people who live nearby who want to play pretty much all the time, and also a spouse that will occasionally play. So I'm not really in a position where I want to. I just think that, to me, in my brain, that game, I'm not saying that game works best solo. I'm saying the best way to showcase the mechanics and the system is by playing it solo, if that makes sense.
No. I know.
So yeah, I enjoyed it though. I mean, I didn't hurl my dice across the table. It was quite hard. I had to film things a bit differently with the camera itself. So that was a learning experience for me, because I had to go with use a static camera quite a lot, because I needed to roll dice and have both hands free. So I had to move it around a little bit, which is sort of why on that picture you can see the backdrop set up, because it was annoying me that I could keep on seeing the wall. So I had to go and get the skyline to go and put up on the table.
I know whenever I solo game, it tends to be small skirmish games. Like I wouldn't solo a full massive game of like bolt action on a 6x4 table. So it's normally something like Space Weirdos, or when I was writing the Old West Weirdos. So it's my take on Space Weirdos, but set in the Old West. I did a lot of solo play for that. There is certainly a different mindset when you approach it. But if you like I say with that, I was just testing the rules, testing what I'd written. With the weapons work, the different traits work.
I did have to sit there and kind of go. Obviously, if I wasn't filming it, then it'd probably been a bit different. But I do have to sit there and go, what would Martin do versus what will people want me to do? Will people want Martin to cautiously approach the suspect with the ogre or hit him with the hammer? It's
so you hit it with the hammer then?
Yeah, well, because the more wounds, if you like, for or blood that's on a suspect, the easier he is to arrest.
Yeah.
But if you ever put more wounds on them than their brawn statistic, they die. So that's how you accidentally beat someone to death. So there was one of them, and I just thought, well, if I hit him with if the ogre hits him with the warhammer, he's not going to be getting up, is he? So, but then of course there is a big chance that you just, turn him into a red smear on the pavement. So I did go for it. I know I enjoyed it. It was fun. There were some moments in there where, through accident and circumstance, some fairly sort of funny things happen. I'll be thinking about the jokes. I think I'll bring Doms now. I think actually I'll bring all of you up into it at one point. I was going to name all the criminals after you lot. Haven't going around, but none of the plot cards I drew I thought were particularly suited to you lot. I needed some kind of like cartel. Yeah, precisely. You want, you might, if you were playing against another opponent, you might sit there and go, well, I'm going to be cautious. I'm going to approach the situation a certain way. And then when you're playing by yourself, you're like, well, because also the game gives you, because it is designed for solo play as well. There is actually solo players built into the game. I sat there, I was like, I have extra guards. I can afford to lose more. It's fine. I did go through and they've all got their names and their little personalities. I filled in a whole roster for them. I've got the. Hang on.
So hang on a minute. You had extra guards so you could afford to lose them. So they've all got backgrounds. So who did you sacrifice? That's the question. Which one was all the kids?
You went first, mate.
Well,
that's obvious.
The one that I've got one in here called Jory Pickles. I decided that the guy on mounted should be like a proper toff, so I called him Percival Plumridge. I thought that sounded. I thought that sounded suitably. I thought that was like something that would be, in like a bad episode of Sharp. And then I went. They're just really stereotypical. Like the guy with the crossbow is called Rook Iron Eye, because I was like, he sounds like an absolute bastard. And then I don't know. I have a little gnome character, so I called him Tuppence.
Brilliant.
And then we have the ogre Hadron the Collider. It's really his story. But you get these trait cards dealt out to you, and you have to assign them to people. So before the game, if it's a 2-player game, you get free cards and you dish them out. And so they give you they just change the stats up. So I got the one Overthinker, so I just gave it to the ogre and just said, that's what. The ogre's seen a lot of stuff. I like the idea that he keeps a journal, and like he basically writes in his journal at night about his day. But I got like clumsy and like instinctive, so there's always a plus and a minus on each card. So yeah, I think overall it was a lot of fun. So I'm hoping people are going to enjoy it. You watch now, I get like 5 views, and I won't ever do it again.
I don't know. You say that about large battle. I actually, the games I've played solo have been fairly large games, and I actually find it in some ways a lot easier to do.
Yeah, I remember
you set it all up, and it's sort of, and then I try and think, well, how would I play this if I was playing against a real opponent, and play it that way, and then hopefully the mechanics of the rules allow things to go wrong, which then makes it entertaining. So the games I've played, and I've said this before, I think I found I used to hate playing solo games. I just couldn't get my head around it at all, because I cheated, and that's never a good thing. No, seriously, I think I always had this tendency to favour one side over another, even surreptitiously.
Was it the British?
Well, obviously. So now I found if I don't play the British, then I don't mind who wins. Right? So no, I think I've just got a bit better at just being a bit more balanced at it. But it's not as much fun though. Definitely not as much fun. I don't think as personally as playing with an opponent, and the piss taking and everything else, and the taking the mickey out of their dice rolls and all that stuff.
I remember, Dom, you put on a few solo games of the Boxer Rebellion.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember that.
I've done Boxer Rebellions, Black Powder. I've done Hail Caesar, Pike and Shots, all sorts of things. I even did some Sharp Practice. I mean, some mechanics work really well. Somebody was saying to me the other day about trying the musket, playing Kepi and Bayonets as a solo. I just don't think it would work.
Well, no, because you've got the opposing cards that you play against each other. It's quite.
Whereas something like Sharp Practice, because you're drawing the card and it activates one side's command at a time, it's fairly easy to play as a solo. It's just quite time consuming because you have to run around the table and do all that. But something like Black Powder or Hail Caesar or stuff like that, because you do all your forces moves and then you do the other side. It's relatively easy to do that, and also something you can play over a period of time. So, in general, Dame is similar. It works pretty well as a solitary. Once you've done the mechanics at the start of the game and decided who's got the priority, and it's relatively straightforward to do it. So, it's a substitute for a proper game, if you know what I mean.
No, for me, it's either like trying a new game before actually playing it. I think I'd solo that, or like I said with this Wild West thing. I should point out for people in the chat, when I say skirmish, I mean less than 10 figures aside on a 2x2 or 3x3 board. That's because I like brutally short war games. I don't want to play the equivalent of 15 hours. It doesn't hold any interest for me whatsoever. So for me, skirmish gaming is 2x2, 3x3, 8-10 figures aside. hopefully everyone's been wiped out in 45 minutes, and there's been some good sort of John Wick, John Woo cinematic action on the tabletop. For me, that's my type of wargaming. That's what
Steve likes a game that it takes
jam.
longer to set up than to play.
Oh yes, it's brilliant. I love it. I mean, if you can play 2, 3, 4, 5 games of Space Weirdos in an afternoon. Everyone has a great fun. Everybody's normally dead by turn 3, but everyone's had a good time.
Apart from the side that got absolutely kicked.
Apart from the people that got pummeled. I remember the one that we played a game last year. It was a learning game that I taught my mate Ian, and I was one of my guys was on the floor, like basically, exactly, yes. Leave him alone, Darren. He's not worth it. So one of my guys was on the floor, and my mate was firing it with a shotgun, and he just kept missing. And when he did hit, there was no wounds. It was comical, absolutely comical. But that's what I love about games like that. It's the individual sort of skirmishes, the individual interactions between the different characters. To me, as I've got older, that is the type of game I much prefer playing.
Yeah,
is one where it's smaller, less figure count, more narrative, more interactive. You know, I'm not going to be stood around a table for 8 hours and nothing happens. That's not my game at all. Much prefer like low, small figure count skirmish games.
Yeah, I see that. Robin says you can see the attraction of big solo games. You can leave it set up and play a turn or two in an evening.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true. I think that's if you've got the space to set it up, leave it up for long enough. But yeah, that's why it's nice having the table when I actually get it clear enough to play a game, because I can play over a course of a week or 2 weeks or whatever, and it's kind of fun as long as I remember whose turn it is and what key things are. But that's kind of fun. Major Clanger says my solo games of Napoleon or World War II take up to 1 to 2 weeks. That's a big old game. Yeah,
that's a game and a half.
Yeah, I'd love to find a system that would actually to play solo campaigns or something like that. You know what I mean? Or because I think that would to me would be almost ideal. Kind of. But I don't know how you do that really.
No, I mean there's some things that just can't be replicated. You know, from actually having a human opponent. I think. But a lot of games now are introducing sort of that solo element.
They are.
Like I said, 0-200 hours is now that's got a solo.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Yeah. And I know I've mentioned before, it's not strictly a war game, but the Dark Souls board game. You play against the game. Oh, and it's painfully difficult. It certainly does. Does a great job at conveying the utter awfulness of the video game, because I'm terrible at the Dark Souls game. I am absolutely god awful at them, and the board game's even harder.
Robbie says has to drive 1 to 1.5 hours to play a game, so the solo games scratch that itch. I can see that. Yeah, absolutely. Lynn says
Frostgrave as well.
Yeah. And Chris agrees with you. Solo gaming is good for learning the rules.
Yes, it is. I know. I'd much prefer one of us learnt the rules solo, and then you can teach the other person. Than 2 people just rocking up who've got no concept or no idea what the rules are and trying to like fudge their way through. I've had some awful experiences that where it just you got.
Oh, when you think somebody else has learnt the rules and you haven't, nobody's actually read them. Yeah. The only thing I think sometimes I think I like to have read the rules or watched a video of somebody playing or what have you, just sort of get the basic mechanics down straight. but I do find it a lot easier to play the game against somebody, because often you'll find, well, I find that often you'll interpret a rule in one way, and then, you know, when you're talking it through with somebody else, they go, oh, no, I don't think it means it that way. It means this. And you go, oh, okay, maybe so.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, having that somebody who knows at least the basics is, well, I say last week, well, 2 weeks ago, we were playing Keppies and Bayonets, and we realised it had been so long since we played the rules, we had to, you know, frantically reading through, because we hoped to remember, and did remember bits of it. It did come back over the course of a period of time, but would have been a lot better if one of us had actually read the rules before we turned up on Friday night. There were 4 of us, but none of us had read it.
James, you're not wrong there. So Dark Souls board game sounds like some kind of punishment. It is. It's brutal. It's lovely, a lovely game. It's, you know, big chunky plastic miniatures, lovely boards. Your health tokens are all little wooden cubes. It's an exquisite looking board game. It's really good, but it's harder than the Financial Times crossword. Put it that way.
Bugger! I've primed all these miniatures, and I've just realised on the little sloop things, I forgot to put the bloody, on the back of the ship.
Yeah, dingbat.
Oh, that's really well. I'm glad I realised now before I painted it all up. That's fine. I can prime 3 of those separately with a bit of black, but that's irritating. I've just done HMS Surprise, which is quite cool. Ready for the yellow to go on. Yeah, I do love those books. They're so good.
AI opponent, especially in the future. A lot of apps. I know that I've got a Hero Quest app on my phone, so you can play Hero Quest solo. I know years ago as well, there was a really, really rudimentary AI opponent for X-Wing, but that was more. I was more, rather than playing against the opponent, it was if you wanted to try out different formations or different tactics. It wasn't when I've used it, it wasn't really a replacement for a game. It was just about trying formations and how certain ships move and memorizing how long your thumb to your end of your finger is, so you can. Yeah, I can't believe people used to do that. They'd use their fingers as sort of length guesses on the table. When they're playing X-Wing, that's just hardcore cheating. I know Dawn mentioned before about learning games to watching videos. I found Alex Storm of Steel. He did some good videos on how to play the Undaunted games. So Undaunted Normandy. I learned how to play that through Alex's videos because it's explained really well, but it's quite an intuitive game anyway. Once you start playing, it's not an awful lot to learn. But it's a cracking game system. Well, there's a Stalingrad one, and there's Callisto, which is like a sci-fi version.
There's North Africa as well with that.
There is, yes. I've only got the Normandy one, but again, they're lovely games. The tiles are really well painted. The cards are great. Yeah, it's a really cool game system. But yeah, Alex's videos are really good for learning that. What else we got here?
I'm intrigued also on the whole AI thing, how that might help with the game, because it's just like, I mean, you play a lot of video games, Steve, don't you? It's the problem I've always found with video games where they've got AI opponents is they're either too easy or they're bloody impossible. There just doesn't seem to be a happy medium, does it? It's just
no.
You sort of go, you novice level, and you absolutely thrash them, and then you go, okay, I'll go up to expert, and you get absolutely trounced, and it's like, Can I just have some cards here? Can I have, I don't want to always have Martin's dice, but I want to have, somebody else's dice.
For me, the biggest one is the video game version of Blood Bowl. My God.
Oh, that thing drives me nuts.
It's just cheating. It's nothing to do. It's just blatant.
Yeah.
Whenever there's random number generation in a video game, you're going to lose. It's just simple. I gave up playing it because, I mean, it looks really cool and it plays well, but you just cheated. You just get cheated so much out of that. With the
is that the point
the
of
RNG? It's
Yeah.
What? I want it to be my dice. I want to physically roll those dice, not trusting an AI opponent. Oh, I definitely rolled those numbers. That's why your ogre was just defeated by a goblin. Yeah, it's infuriating.
It's a weird thing though, isn't it? It's like I remember during lockdown we were playing games and we were experiment. What was the Tabletop Simulator? That was the one.
Oh
yeah.
And it had this dice mechanic on it, and somehow that just felt wrong as well, because it's like I want to roll the dice myself, and you press a button and it rolls it for you, and it's well, the bloody computer's cheated, hasn't it? It just must have done, because there's no way I would have rolled 3 1s, because I never do that.
So those you can get apps on your phone where you roll dice. Would you, if someone rocked up at one of your games and hadn't brought any dice but wanted to use
they could do one.
Would you? I was gonna say, would you let them?
I'd burn them.
There you go, mate. I've got some here you can use.
Yeah. No, not allowed. Not having all that figurine pokery. Not having that.
Imagine someone jumped to one of Yorkshire Ken's game with a dice rolling app. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he'd.
Don't. Don will tell you, I was so close to finding a spherical dice at Adepticon. It was so close. I just wanted to find one just so I could just send it to him. Just go, here you go, enjoy.
I've said before, one of the crack cons when he was there and he was running, or he's going to run one of the games, I actually have got a round dice. I don't know where I got it from. I've actually got one, and I was playing when he turned up in the middle of his game and just rolled it down the length of his battlefield and see what he's did. But unfortunately, he was ill and didn't turn up that year. But one day I will do it to him. I should have taken it to salute. Mind you, I wouldn't have got it in amongst all those bloody pikemen. There were so many of them. It wouldn't have rolled anyway.
You'll incur the wrath of Yorkshire. This doesn't sound great.
Jeez.
Here's what I think from Rogue Trooper. The good thing about solo gaming is you always win. Well, there is that.
Yeah. That would be some dicing if you both lost, wouldn't it? Played solo and both sides lose.
I'd say that was a draw.
Ask yourself some questions after that. Here's one. Okay. So from Dave. A game showcasing how a game works is a good fit for solo play. I'd rather play solo to learn the rules than have two people who don't know the rules just try and fudge their way through it. I just think you're gonna hide into nothing there. I think if someone can take the time out to learn the rules and then teach the other person, I think that's better for all concerned. So other games are played at so play those stuff in Club Nights, Rapid Fire, Victory at Sea, Sharp Practice, and Silver Bayonet. Victory at Sea, is that still a thing?
Apparently
what do you mean? It hasn't been sent to Skytrax to die like everything else.
There is that. I've not seen anything released in a long
No,
time.
I think they did. I think they've done all the ships they were going to do. I think they said. I think they weren't going to.
Well, so they just ran out.
No, I didn't think they were going to add any more. I can't remember where I read that, but I could be completely chatting crap. But I swear to God, that was what I heard. Is they weren't going to do any more minis, but they were just supporting the rules. I can't remember.
Yeah, you could well be right, Ken. I vaguely recall something like that.
It'd make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's like they did splurge on tanks on ships, didn't they? There were ships coming out. Pretty much every ship that was ever designed came out. So I would say probably that unless they went into the fantasy realms, if you play something like World of Tanks or World of Warships, then there's, they're producing tanks and warships that were sort of a theoretical possibility on the back of a tank.
Yeah.
They run out of things to do. And I don't think they wanted to go that. Well, they probably didn't want to invest that money to do that. But so it probably has sort of frozen. I quite enjoyed it as a game. I think it's a good game.
But I've never played it. I bought the set, the Pacific one. Yeah, me and my mate split the ships. You got the Japanese fleet, and I painted up the American fleet. But again, we just never got around to playing it. I don't know what it was. I enjoyed painting the ships, so they were interesting.
Yeah, I think it was a good game. I think the only thing was you had to. Obviously, the scales were all wrong. Because if you wanted to play, and it was historical ranges, you'd need a room, the size of Surrey to play, Midway or something. It had to be compromised a bit there. But I think if you suspended that reality, it was actually quite a fun game. We played a couple of games, didn't we, Ken?
Yeah, we quite enjoyed it. I remember we did Sink the Bismarck. We did. Oh God, no, it's gone. My head's gone. But yeah, I remember we did Sink the Bismarck, and that was quite interesting because it played out pretty much how it went. The hood sank. I remember Prince Eugen kept moving about, and it sank. It didn't sink. Sorry, it ran away, and then obviously the Bismarck sank. But it's quite fun actually. It was actually pretty decent. Yeah, it was actually pretty good, and the ships weren't that hard to actually paint up either.
Oh, they're dead easy.
Yeah, they were quite. Yeah, they were. They weren't too bad at all.
No, yeah, I enjoyed them. So James put, they still have unreleased Victory Sea ships and loads more classes to make models for. Shame it died a death. Oh. Yeah, that was another one.
Talks, right? People don't buy it. They can't die.
Yeah, so Steve said, Victory Sea, I can't get past the bases and aircraft stands. Those bases grew on me. When I first saw them, I thought they were absolute chod. But once you paint them up, and you weather them with like waves and stuff, they don't look half as bad as they do when they're unpainted.
I was actually exactly the same, Steve. When I first saw them, I thought, "Oh my goodness, that's so ugly. It's going to look atrocious." But actually, yeah, I didn't. I think they actually work quite nicely, and also they have the benefit of having the name of the ship on the side, so
yes,
you can identify them pretty easily. Which, when you get into smaller scale ships, was a definite boon. But yeah, I thought it worked, and I like the ships a lot. I must get back out.
Yeah, James said the base are really nice once you paint them. I think just unpainted resin, they do look pretty awful. Once you actually get some sort of bluey green paint on them, make them look.
It looks like some kind of hovercraft, doesn't
it? They do. They look decidedly strange. But yeah,
I wish they would move it to Skytrax to get some stuff released. Maybe.
I know it was just mentioned. So Dwarf Mustache, I'm still sad this ain't Gates of Antares to Skytrax. Again, a game I never played. I watched a couple of battle reports. I think the miniatures look really interesting. And it was very. There was some bolt action mechanics in there for activation, etc. But again, I think these days, trying to release a new sci-fi system, it's difficult. It's difficult because there's a certain other one out there that's rather big.
Well, they're doing rather well with conflict. So.
Yes.
Yeah, they are.
So,
Don will tell you that in the chat. I bet he's painting that. He said he was doing conflict, didn't he? He's probably painting
He is,
that
yes.
set. He got from his swag bag at Adepticon. He got the starter set, didn't he?
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think he got the starter set from Adepticon. So
yeah, I mean, it seems to be, well, again, judging by conversations I had with Warlords, it does seem to have be flying off the shelves, so to speak. I mean, obviously, it's nowhere near the scale of that other game, but it is for them. It's making them a lot of money, so good on them, I guess. Oh, I've just dropped a flag there.
It's weird because it's always been there, hasn't it? It's always been there. The game, just
it's different now though. It's
very,
you've got plastic releases. The rules have been changed. There's been a lot more money put into advertising.
Yeah.
So it's changed. Is it changed since we played it then?
Yeah. Oh yeah, considerably.
Have they changed the lore as well slightly?
I think so. Or it's been moved on a bit.
Yeah, because I know there's no bad guys with a certain
okay.
Distinctive, a distinctive emblem. Yes, I think they're no longer in the game. Like I say, it's moved on. My mate's working on an American Conflict 47 army. I've got no plans at all to start playing it. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't interest me. Dom, did you sold all yours? Didn't you?
I have. I've got a few more. Well, I've sold all the painted stuff, and I've been digging out the unpainted figures that I had, and starting to sell those as well because I actually what I liked was that adjacency to World War II. I quite like the fact you could just basically start with I was doing an American force that I didn't have in bolt action, and then just add a few weird things to it, and it was a Conflict 47. But as Martin said, they've changed it so much that doesn't seem to apply anymore. So I just thought I don't really want to. I'm not going to play it enough to really go full throttle into it. So, or at all probably. So it just made sense to back out now. So, and to be fair, all the stuff I had has sold pretty well. So clearly the people want the old stuff as well, which is good. But yeah, I don't know. I did enjoy it when we played it on your stag weekend, Ken. That was
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it.
That's why I thought I'd have a go at it. But yeah, and I think that would be a game that you could play solo. Well, the old version you could. Any of the bolt action type games are quite easy to play solo, and that kind of appealed to me. But not going to do it in the new one.
Conflict 47.
Yeah, possibly.
That's a good way of putting it. Way too much bias in favour of the Axis right now, but in my opinion, they have a lot of new stuff. I think they've got enough to go for the next couple of years. I think they've got so much left to release. I mean, I do like some of the models. I like the zombies. I think they were quite interesting looking. The Totem Core. I think they look quite cool. But the background, the lore, the story just doesn't grab me. It doesn't.
No, I'm the same.
I
think that idea that it just the war sort of something weird happens and the scientists go crazy and start developing something worked for me. But the sort of this rift idea, or whatever it is, nah.
No,
too weird for my sensibilities.
So a bit of quick news: the Warlord Games Day tickets are out. I'm not going this year. We've both got plans, so we can't make it. I wish Warlord would release the new ACW figures that were seen at the open day. That's not. We went last year and we saw some Korean stuff, and that's not seen a light of day.
Again,
that's
Korean stuff.
Yeah, there was a few. I think there was like a British mortar team and a British machine gun team for Korea. So whether they've got something trundling along in the background to expand on Korea, because that book came out. I want to say 7 years ago. 2019 it came out.
Easy, yeah, because I painted a North Korean force.
Yeah, and I don't think at the moment it's not compatible with version 3 of bolt action. So be interesting. Yeah, my mate was really interested in starting to play bolt action Korea. One that put me off was it was just all metal figures, and I don't like painting metal figures, so it was a bit of a no starter for me. Cool.
Well,
let's have.
Really got me, but anyway, never interested me as a period particularly. But hey, he's right. Sorry,
yeah. I mean, I've got the Korean rulebook, and it seems interesting. We just, like I say, I'm not painting a full metal arm. It's just not going to happen.
Nah.
Right, let's have a look at some of the lovely bits and pieces people have posted up in the Facebook group. As always, link to the Facebook group down below. Go and join, answer the questions, please. We've had quite a few recently. Somebody answered no to 2 of the questions. Did you see that?
I did, actually, yeah. I let them in anyway. No, I didn't.
It just made me laugh. Most people don't answer. But to put, would you actually, like a normal person? No. Well, you're not getting in then, are you?
Yeah, you're not allowed it. Yeah. I mean, I almost let him in just because of good effort, trying to get through on that one. But,
that was some good effort, but you're not getting in. Right. So first up, we have why I've done this in mad orders. Right. So James Morris, so Moggy Makes, has been painting up Simon de Montfort.
Oh yeah,
before he is disassembled.
I was gonna say in his fully completed form.
Very cool.
As opposed to what he'd be in the very near future. That's cracking. That red is so vibrant and vivid. It's cracking.
Very, very
really,
nice.
Really nice stuff. Andrew has been painting up some 3rd County of London Shermans. Nice desert camo going on there. Lovely stuff.
Crikey, O'Reilly. Very nice.
I do like the plastic Sherman kit from Warlord. I've painted a few of them, and they always really, really nice to paint up, and they go together really quite well as well. Big Small Worlds has been painting up some Oathmark dwarfs.
Oh, cool.
And quite striking.
Oh, very nice.
Green and red. I do like the Oathmark miniatures. They got that proper old school fantasy vibe about them.
They are good.
But they're really, really nice. And we often get people posting at what games they're playing, and Blake has been playing a very British Civil War using bolt action. Look at that! Just look at that for a setup.
Wow, that's a proper table. We like that. That is cool.
That's ambitions, isn't it? That's
yeah.
Ambitions.
Nice.
I like how his garage is actually used as his wargaming room as well.
Yes,
which is great.
In other news, that table is probably the same size as my living room. But that's there's other pictures that Blake posted up in the Facebook group of the game of a very British Civil War. Go and check it out. Now these from John, these are 10mm.
What?
Never.
Yeah.
Are they really?
They're 10mm.
That's cool.
10mm Bretonians. Absolutely stunning.
To me, the standard of small scale figures is just getting better and better.
It is. I think with I think they're probably resin as well, which they're much better sculpts. No, the Forest Dragon miniatures I've been working on over the past sort of 18 months or so. Yeah, really cracking sculpts. Nice. So Mike Peters of Ruckus fame is going to Partisan.
Yes, I know what this will be. Yeah.
He's been posting up pictures of his progress of what he's taking, and here's a group shot. Look at them.
Yeah, do you recognise the symbol? Recognise the flag.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's going to be such a cool game. It's going to look.
It is.
But that is.
He puts such effort. I've seen some of the pictures of what he's doing, and yeah, it looks very cool. And hopefully, it's the same one he brings to Crackcon.
I hope so. I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, apparently he's working hard at it for Partisan. Newsface Studio has an armored car. It's an armored car.
I like that. Armored train.
That's 15 mil Soviet armored train.
Well, I can't knock that, can I? It's a train with guns. How can I say that?
That's a plan with no drawbacks.
Now, yeah, they've got BT turrets on as well. BT7 turrets. That's so cool.
Hang on, Ken's having a moment.
Oh, fucking awesome.
That's really cool.
Really
Rory's been working on some old school. I think it's a 3rd edition orcs.
Oh, blimey!
So with 11th edition and 40k, there's no run to your fiddle yet. Yeah, I'll be calling the police.
Yeah.
But they're really nice.
I like that. I actually really like those. That's really cool.
I think he's got a video on his channel about. But yeah, proper old school orkies. Richard, I've been working on some Covenanters.
Nice.
Cool. Always nice to see some of those. They're really nice, actually. Really, very nice.
Nice job.
Yes. More Barons War. So Stephen's been working on some Barons War. They're brilliant.
Oh yeah, they're very cool.
They're really striking. Yeah. So nice.
I like the Black Knight in the middle. That's fantastic, particularly. Yeah, really good.
Very nice. Again, I always love seeing the different knights people painted for Barons War. Really cool. We've got some now. Dom, these should be very, very familiar to you.
Okay, hit me.
Stephen's painted some.
Oh yeah.
Some of those,
Imperial Fists.
Imperial Fist.
He does his yellows so well.
I know.
Every time he puts his up, all his painting is cool, but then he does yellows, and I get jealous.
It's just yeah.
But look at his white. Look how good his white is.
I know. He's painted stunning. Let's be honest, but that yellow is fantastic. Yeah, but Dom, you already knew your Imperial Fist, didn't you?
Yeah, the yellow ones. I knew
the
it.
yellow ones. That's the one.
Yeah,
the
that's it. Yeah.
And last but not least is Warren with his K-Door battle group for War Machine.
Yay!
Nice.
Lovely.
Oh, Martin, I've still got to send you that bloody parcel. I keep forgetting to do it. You remember that model?
Oh, right. Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
I wondered where that was going for a second then. I didn't know if that was some kind of a list. Didn't know what was happening.
No.
Don't accept weird parcels.
It literally just reminded me then. I don't know why War Machine reminded me, because it's not War Machine, is it? Was it War Machine?
It is.
Yeah, it was.
But I think that's one of the starter boxes. But yeah,
that's the one I've got. Yeah.
Yeah, really, really cool looking. And there we go. That's what people have been working on. Like I said, we're in the Facebook group. Post what you're working on, whether it's complete stuff, work in progress, battle reports, games, what have you. We've not had any Scotch eggs post up in a while, so yeah. If you got any,
no, there's a challenge.
Any there's a challenge. Get your Scotch. I think who was it found the most expensive Scotch egg? It was a really quite expensive one.
Oh God, I can't remember, but it was bloody expensive.
For a Scotch egg. Well, there we go. We are officially into overtime. Big thank you to everyone that joined us tonight for a bit of a hobby ramble, amongst other things. Where are we next week, chaps?
We're with Dom.
With me.
Next week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. We were Dom next week. Yeah. Well, I just haven't had time to put the menu up because I've been upsetting people by finding archaeology on their sites. So we've got that. So we're Dom next week, and then the week after we're over on my channel where we'll probably have Rob with us, who's in the chat tonight.
Oh, cool.
To chat about his app for keeping track of our wargaming collections, which I think we're going to we all need.
I
definitely
need something like that.
An intervention is what we need.
An intervention.
The app. I'm hoping that the app basically said you try to add something to it, and it just starts like it just erases your bank details. Yeah. No, that's awesome. So yeah, we're all we set, and then but we are on the next bank holiday. We're only off this bank holiday because it had been like 4 in a row, and John was away, and I was unable to. So yeah, we are on the next one.
Cool. Big thank you to everyone watching on the catch up as normal. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, all that good YouTube stuff that everyone loves to do. So enjoy your hobby week. Take care, and we'll see you all next week on Dom.
Have a good week, everyone.
See you, everybody.
Bye bye.